Hey there guys, what is up? Real Diversity here. We are back with another video. This video, we're gonna be breaking down the Flash 4 series pack or just series. And so if you have never been to my channel or seen in my videos, we usually do this like every time 2K drops a new My Team pack, and we break it down. And then we also do reviews on cards. We also do videos like, is this certain card, like, is it worth Evo in the card? Or sometimes we do videos like, is it worth paying this much MT for a card and things like that, and gameplay of certain cards too, whichever we normally can get our hands on. And then just all type of stuff for my team, and all type of, definitely a bunch of other stuff for other games too. So just mainly we do a decent amount of my team stuff here on the channel. So if you are interested in stuff like that, do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. So first off, we're gonna break this down, but first we're gonna start with the best. So here's the five. So this is actually more cards than the Buzzer Beater series. So yeah. Oh, and we're also broke right now. Reason I won't be able to get any card right now is because I just last night I forgot today was gonna be Friday. So I did not remember that they. Well, I knew I had thought about this, but I figured there wouldn't be nothing too great today. Um, so I ended up buying this Chris Webber last night, and he was like 88,000. So I ended up spending all my MT last night on him. So we're just gonna go ahead and break these down. But if when I do build up some MT today, I will probably gonna get somebody just so I can maybe get some gameplay going. All right. So first we're gonna start with Giannis. So if you did not know, there is a reason. Okay, let me break this down for you guys. So there's a reason this Giannis is most likely gonna get more. The reason his price is so high already, almost going at 100. I mean, almost going at a million MT. So that is kind of insane. But let's look at previous Giannis's. So gonna have to search it here because I don't know all the packs and stuff he was in. So I'm just gonna search it really fast. So here, okay, so this one here, he was small forward. That's really good. See, this one here is power forward, but that one's the bad one. That's the um, what is this one? This that current league series two. Okay, and this one here was a power forward. It's probably wait, let's see what his three is. 82. So basically the pink diamond ones are looking like power forward so far. Um, are this it? Are these the only ones? I could have sworn there was one more. I think there's one more, but is he? Oh no, here it is. So he so far has. Well, this is just a new. Everyone got a new series card, but so far, okay. Let's not include this one, but so far he has one, two, three, four cards. Now this is his fifth card, and he doesn't even have an opal yet. So you know he's gonna probably get an opal. Um, where is it? Okay, so far, let me do it like this. Okay, this is the only other pink diamond is this one. But notice these pink diamonds. The problem with these is the fact that they are powered forward first, right? Okay, but for some of the diamonds, we got a little lucky with some of the diamonds. Like this diamond small for first, which is of course the standard Giannis card. This moment card here as well. Let's see what his three is. Yeah, but his three was very bad. So with 75, it's not terrible. But even with the boost, it wouldn't do much. So the thing about this Giannis card, all right, sorry about that, guys. I was just coughing. I had to mute my mic real fast so you guys can hear me freaking almost dying in the mic. Okay, so the thing about this card is he's point guard, right? So and if you don't know, if you have a diamond coach, you get certain attribute boost to whatever position your player is primarily. So since this Giannis card is primarily a point guard first, when it comes to this is my team by the way. Actually, uh right, that's the new team actually. Actually, I don't mind keeping since Cousins is has a contract on him. I don't mind keeping him around. Yeah, so that's the team. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was doing. All right, so look here. When you're a certain position, I broke this down in quite a few of my videos already. So I'm sorry if you're here again, and you've already heard me talk about this, or anyone else talk about this already. I'm sorry about that, but I'm just trying to do this for people who do not really know and maybe not notice. But so you get certain attribute boosts depending on what position you are. So point guard first, shooting guard get certain attribute. These get the same attribute boost. As I flip through them, you may see them changing, but they're just the same attributes shuffling around. Small forward is a little bit different. Instead of driving layup, they get defensive rebound. As you guys see as I go back and forth, driving layup at the very bottom, defensive rebound at the very bottom. That's the only thing that changes between that. But he still get a +5 and 3-point shot. Now, once you become once you're primarily power forward first and center, they have the same attributes. But as I flip back and forth, only thing shot close and perimeter defense are switching back and forth, but they have the same bonuses right there. So they have the exact same. So the problem here is if you're primary power forward first, you will not get a +5 from your diamond coach. If you do happen to have a diamond coach and you have an excellent fit, you will not get a +5 on your 3-point. So if you with that Giannis being primary point guard first, he will get a +5 if you do have a diamond coach, that is, on your 3 ball already. That's before you even put a shoe on this card. So I'm just telling you guys this beforehand, before we break that card down, in case you did not know. So this is what makes it. And obviously, just him being a point guard anyway is super cheesy. But with him being at point guard, he will also get this +5 and 3, which will make him a more better 3-point shooter. Just want to point that out. Let me see something actually really fast. Let me see if I change coaches. If I change coaches, will it change anything? Yeah, it actually does. So my defense actually goes up here. Lateral quickness, help defense. Interesting. Jalen Granger is not fifth grade. So I wouldn't run this just because there's not too many people with fifth grade on my team with that. Let's try Nick Nurse this one. So they still get a +3. Oh, but Nick Nurse is balanced as well. So okay. So it's different if between Nick Nurse and Don't ask me why I have both of these. At one point, these cards were going for super dirt cheap. Nick Nurse and Greg, yeah, Popovich and Steve Kerr, they were all going for like they were going for like 8,000, 5,000. I think even Nick Nurse got to one point, he was like at 5K, and I could not even sell this card. I had bought like 3 of them for like 5K, and I couldn't even sell them for 5K, higher than 5K. But now they're so high up in the market house that they go for like 15 and almost 20,000. Okay, so back to the pack. Sorry, that took a little minute. Now we're gonna break these down. But I just want everyone to know that first and foremost, before we got into breaking these cards down, that is why this Giannis will get a little bit more attention. And as you can see with their price almost at 1,000,000 MT, driver layup off the charts, not the greatest post move, which still sucks for him. But I guess that would have made him super overpowered, especially having if guards had to guard him. Now all you got to guard is really to drive and shot like a normal player at 6'11", though. It's gonna be pretty darn hard, especially for someone like Chris Paul. Which is why I use a Chris Paul card, because of position locks. I was saying, oh, this year would be pretty decent. But with these glitch cards, it's been making it really, really difficult if they actually manage to get one on their team. So here, no post moves, like I said, draw foul really high up. So that's kind of crazy in the fact that he's going to be able to drive on you, and really, even if you can stop him, you're most likely going to end up still fouling him at the same time. So, like I was saying earlier, +5-3. So his 3-pointer with a diamond balance coach, if you have one, will be an 85. I mean, we'll get a +5, so it'll be 89. My bad, 89, 3, and then if you add a shoe, 3 more 3-point a diamond shoe, then he would actually be at a 92. So that's pretty darn high. Straight off the, like, that's the same as that's the same as Tom Chambers or even that Chris Webber I just bought. That's the same 3 point shot as them, so that makes him pretty darn lethal at that point. And he already has probably the shooting badges to go with it. We'll go into those badges a little later, but he already have things like catch and shoot, so it's gonna even boost that even more. Um, so ball handle is really high because normally a position card like I mean a Giannis card like this or like even LeBron, KD, they normally get capped off or any card really gets kind of capped off. Any card that's not a point guard, elite point guard anyway, usually gets their ball handle capped off at 86. So his is actually 89, which means he will probably do a little bit better. And obviously since it is 89, he can speed boost and then defense, he's just almost a pure lockdown here. I mean, with 96 steal, 96 perimeter defense, and with the diamond coach, he will get a +5 on perimeter defense. So that'd be even higher. And then imagine if you ran a diamond, Greg Popovich, all of these blocks, steal, all that stuff would probably go up. So just keep that in mind too. Rebound is decent. So he can play the four, obviously, which is his secondary position. It should have probably been a three, his secondary position, but I guess they went. I guess no one really wants to use Giannis at the three at that height, but I kind of wouldn't mind at that speed because he can play the three because how fast and versatile he is, and then with those rebounding stats, he would be really well at getting boards and things like that. But I'd rather have him at the three instead of that four. Um, So here, speed is super high, almost as fast as Chris Paul at 6'11". So it's kind of really insane. Vertical looks really nice. Vertical's not max though. If that was max, he'd probably be able to get every single rebound possible, every single block possible. Lateral quickness looks really nice as well. I think that goes up +5 since he's a point guard. And his mental stuff looks really nice. Consistencies look nice. Except yeah, everything looks nice there. Shot IQ. So everything looks nice for him there. His just his dunk tendencies real quick. It should obviously be 100 all the way through. Yeah. Looks at his badges really fast. Quick first step. Pass fake maestro. Needle threader. Break start downhill. Which yeah he'll be super quick. And yeah he had quick first step and downhill. So he'll be super quick off. Even if he gets a rebound, it's probably you're probably not gonna catch that card. Clamps, interceptor, hard crusher, defensive leader, intimidator. That's nice to see. Fancy footwork, offensive pass, contact finisher, deep. So I see a lot of defensive badges and pretty decent offensive badges. One of the very first cards I've seen in a long time that doesn't have Hall of Fame range extender, but that would be pretty darn dumb for him to have that since he has not really made any deep shots. Anything else? No. Oh, hot zone hunters. Okay, so if he has quite a few hot zones, that'd be actually pretty nice. And rebound chaser isn't that high, so if you pin him at the four, he might get abused by like say a bigger, like say someone's running someone much better at rebounding at their four, like a well I can't think of really no one right now. But just someone that's really good at rebounding at the four, he probably would get abused just because they'll probably have better rebounding stats. All right, so that Giannis, yeah, he looks really great. I don't think he's worth that price at all. I mean, he's gonna play great, of course. And Giannis always gets some really crazy animations, and he always seems like he can just break through defenders. Like you can be standing right in front of him, and he will somehow end up at the basket, and you will still be standing in the same spot. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy. That card, just the way his animations and he plays feels really smooth. I guess I haven't never been one to get a Giannis card because he's never been the greatest shooter. And his release is just not the greatest either. But I mean, this card, people love Giannis, man. But at 100, almost a million empty. That's pretty darn ridiculous. So Karolinko is the opal, and the opal actually has is less expensive than that. Well, all those glitch cards have been super expensive when they came out. Like that JR, that Ben Simmons was going super high. He's finally under 100 now. This JR is probably still okay. The JR might be under 100. LeBron is definitely still at yeah, close to almost 300 MT, 1,000 MT, and then this was almost at 100 million. So yeah. But when they first came out, they all were super expensive because they are just kind of out of position and then just above. Most of them are like guys that are like really big that can play point guard like Magic Johnson type players like Ben Simmons and LeBron, Giannis. Giannis really can't play point guard, but they just like I guess love to just make the game worse. But anyways, this Karolinko should be able to shoot out the box. Depending on his release. But straight up looking at him, decent post, but what's his secondary? Power forward. So he does get a plus. Luckily, he's small for first. Like I said earlier, he will get that +5 and 3, so that's nice. If he was power forward first, that would make this card a little bit worse. So just keep that stuff in mind. Um, in terms of shooting, So driving left, 94. It's a low for Opal anyway, in my opinion. Post phase really decent there with a 90. As a small forward, if you can pretty much post up other small forwards, with that draw fouls looks okay. Close shot looks okay. Mid range and 3 pointer will be 99. With the boost from a diamond coach with a +5, so that would be 99. But so far it's 94. If you don't have one. And then standing layup looks nice. Driving dunk looks nice there. That's all I see. 6'9", 6'9". Okay. Nice playmaking stats. 89 ball handle. So he has his is pretty high too. Like I said, the standard back in the day was like 86. So if you see over 86, they're pretty decent at ball handle. Very locked down. He's a lockdown defender right here. Looking at these stats, 98 block, 99 steal, 98 perimeter defense. So this card is a complete lockdown. He's yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Uh, in a 90 in a tier defense. So even if you get mismatched, he's probably still gonna block like a Shaq or somebody. Decent, very decent rebounder. I would no, he's so short. Well, he's not really short. I wouldn't mind playing him at the 4 for sure. At all. I would not mind playing this guy at the 4. Speed is a 90. And that's exactly why his speed's a little slow compared to cars that are out right now. As we just looked at that Giannis car that is 2 inches taller, that Giannis car was at a 97 speed. This car's at only a 90 speed at 6'9". So just a little slow. Lateral quickness once again is 99. His consistencies are super high. Oh, but what you hate to see is the 90 offensive consistency. That's really hurtful. There, his all his other mental stuff is 98 plus, but that offensive consistency really hurts because he would not be, even though he would have 99 3 in mid range, he would not feel consistent with only a 90. So that took a turn right there, and his speed's a little low. So I expect this Opal, in my opinion, the people. Uh, I mean, he is a great defender, but I mean, you could get other cards to be really great defenders. Um, but expect this card to probably be the first Opal that's under 100,000 K. Real soon. Expect him to be the first one that you can quick buy. So yeah, I expect this card to be like that. Let me look at his badges real quick. 39, almost 40. So this might make up for a little bit of stuff. Catch two corner specials, difficult shot, pick and popper. So really nice to see stuff like this, especially if you play him at the 4. Teardropper and range extender Hall of Fame, break starter. Nice to see that. That'd be good at the 4 as well. He has a lot of good badges. Rim protector. I would definitely play his card at the 4. Even though he's a little undersized, I think he would do very decent at the 4. Just with some of his badges, clamps. I think he'll have with his limited speed. I think he'll have the most impact at the 4. To me, Intimidator Hall of Fame. He has probably every defensive badge on Hall of Fame. Quick first step, nice to see that. Post move like that, like I said. Every contact finisher, nice to see that downhill slip. So he'll feel a little bit faster with that downhill. Slippery finisher. Did he have first? Did he have quick first step? Yeah, I think they just give that badge to anybody. They just give that badge to anybody. Protest. It's real nice to see. Protest is one of those badges that's underrated because if you are like a bigger man, like a Giannis card, and say someone like Chris, no, so who's a little shorter than that. Say someone like Russell Westbrook is defend. No, someone even a little bit taller than James Harden. See, if you're a 6'6" player guarding Giannis, and you just go and Giannis goes straight up on you, and Giannis can get a pretty decent release from that layup, he pretty much will make it 9 out of 10 times with a Pro Touch badge Hall of Fame because it's basically um, in terms of bigger man going over a smaller man. With that Pro Touch, it really does like make it almost impossible to stop bigger offensive players with that. So here's just a few more of us gold badges if you're curious. There, this card looks decent. Really good on defense so far. I think offensive wise, he's really straightforward. But like a card, like I said, this card has well, he does have a few post moves, but he is decent at shooting and decent at dunking. But I think if you could really find other cards for cheaper that can defend as well and just be kind of like they won't be as good as everything as this Karolinko, but they'll be as just kind of as decent on offense. But they won't have this mental stuff and the Hall of Fame badges. But I think you can find people that would do his job just the same. But yeah, it's all I think about really the badges here, which makes this card over the top. But I think he'll be over under 100K within. He's already only going for 200 MT, so 200,000. So he should be under that real soon. So let's go to next. John Wall. Anyone? Can someone tell me what is John Wall not back yet? Is he? I got a feeling John Wall is just gonna like not. He's just gonna retire because I mean he has not played in like I want to say 3 or 4 years, or I could be tripping. It could just be two. So 99 offense, 99 defense. This is a pretty great card to compare him to, which is Chris Paul. So John Wall's 6'4", 210 pounds here. We can also compare on the rest. It doesn't matter. Yeah, actually Russ is a better comparison because of their speed. So you notice John Wall off the bat, he's gonna have 99 speed, 99 quick acceleration, 99 speed with ball. He's gonna have all of that. So his driving layup is straight off the bat a 98. So obviously really nice to see that there. Actually he has a little bit of post moves. It looks like actually what's Chris Paul's at? Yeah, he has a little bit. If he just had to shoot one up, he might make it one. Mid range is really nice, solid as always. John Wall's a really great mid range shooter. Draw foul is pretty low for John Wall. I guess he didn't really get too many fouls, but that's super low, and that could potentially cost you if you like get forced into a layup animation and you miss or so. That could cost you not having a higher driving layup. So that, but it's all good. 3 point shot. Since he's point guard, he will have +5. So his three will be basically like a 98. So that's pretty good there for John Wall. I usually don't guard John Wall at three. Usually when he doesn't have like if he has like a diamond card or amethyst, because they usually don't give him a three until like later in the year when he gets like a pink diamond or opal type card, which he hasn't had an opal in years. But now they just give opals to anybody. I don't think he's ever had an opal. But once this pink diamond with card came, I knew he would have a decent three. A driving dunk, a 98 only. Surprisingly, I guess that's okay. He's only 6'4", but I would have expected this card to have at least a 99. But I guess that's higher than Russ Westbrook's dunk. So, that's something right there. So he will dunk probably better than him. Tendencies is still 100 across the board. Yeah, and free throw is only 88, so he will probably miss a couple of those in actual games. 80 when you see 88, that's a pretty standard one, and that's a pretty missable range right there. If you're only at 88, you'll probably miss like 2 out of 10 free throws. So you'll be like eight of 10 or so. Uh yeah, and there is for that. Playmaking is pretty decent, not the greatest. But solid. Pass accuracy is a little low for a point guard. This is a point guard, by the way. So I mean, I just feel like he's lacking a little bit, and that pass accuracy. Yeah, and ball handling could be a little higher. But I guess even this Russell's ball. Well, it's Russ though. Ball handling could be a little higher for that John Wall, but because at that speed, you're gonna lose it pretty easy if you don't have a really high one. So decent on defense here. Lockdown in terms of steal and perimeter defense. but really bad in interior defense. Even as Chris Paul actually has higher interior defense than this John Wall and this Russ Westbrook card. Um, uh, Standard rebounding, I guess, for point guard. Like I told you, he's gonna have 99 speed, 99. But even before I even looked at this card, I already knew because this Russ Westbrook has 99 everything, and this Chris Paul is a 98. So I figured John Walsh for sure would be 99 everything. Vertical's pretty hard, high. I said hard at 95, so it's pretty good. Lateral quickness really decent as well. I'm a little disappointed for John Wall card. Yes, I was expecting the speed. Yes, his consistencies are 95. Okay, that's okay. Not no none of them are 98. So not the greatest there. Defense. I'm a little disappointed because a John Wall card. When I think of John Wall, I think of a two-way player, and I think of him as a very great defender and a very great offensive player. But here he doesn't have any super like outstanding defensive stats. Yes, they are high, and low mid 90s, but I was expecting at least some 97, 98 there. But I guess 3 points doesn't make much of a difference, but it's just what I was expecting to see. And then in terms of he's decent at shooting, so he's really good at that though. Drivers are really high. So he is good on offense. I just wish his playmaking was just a little higher and his defense was a little higher. But let's look at his badges. His badges may tell us otherwise. They might be pretty. If they give him enough badges, it makes up for anything. Honestly, catch and shoot looks really nice here with difficult shot, acrobat, teardropper, clutch shooter. Very nice to see clutch shooter. So he will probably knock down his free throws in clutch moments. No, that's ice and veins. I think just ice and veins. I'm thinking of. Tight hand, those ankle breakers. Nice to see those badges. And then Lob City finisher. So nice to see you can throw him a oop. Pickpocket, really nice to see that. Clamps as well. So he will feel like a super defender even with these badges. Even though his stats aren't like that high, or they are in the 90s, I guess. Protest, nice to see that always. I think I saw Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer plus Protest should be really nice to have. Tireless defender, contact finisher, and consistent finisher. So really nice to see that. I think it's everything you would expect to see. Defensive badges. Yeah, I think it's everything. So we just glanced to go real fast. Face footwork, Dimer, wish that was the Hall of Fame actually. Bailout, wish that was Hall of Fame. Uh Needle Thriller, wish that was Hall of Fame. Uh Deadeye, wish that was Hall of Fame. Hustle Hunter, wish that was Hall of Fame. And I'm okay with everything else. So yeah, this John Wall card looks very decent. I expect him to be and within like a 3 days, I expect this card to be once people actually get a hold of this card, like I said, it hasn't even been a full 3 hours, so no one has had one of these cards yet. But I think the amount of cards people are gonna pull, he's gonna eventually drop, and he should only be going for yeah, it's hard. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow. I was gonna say I wouldn't even expect this card to be 100. I wasn't expecting it to be this low, but I was not expecting him to already be quick selling. So that's pretty nice to see that there that he's quick selling. So you can go ahead and get this card right now if you wanted to. 79. I wonder why. I felt pretty decent looking at this card. It wasn't nothing that just said, oh, well, this card is not gonna do. So I gotta figure out why this card isn't like this. Cause if he like look at that. If he hold up. If he drops any lower, he's definitely almost a butcher baller card. I thought I was gonna say I wouldn't mind getting this card for like a little over 100,000. I mean, I know he didn't have nothing too outstanding. Hold up, let me do it like this. So many Johns. I'll be looking for J's. I mean, looking for days. All right, so let's see how much he's going for. What's his lowest price? This is Xbox, by the way. So PlayStation would be a little bit higher. I wonder why. I think people are just pulling so many of them that this is why he. It's just inflation. I think. Okay, so not in the 50s yet. I think he is in the 50s, just not low 50s. Let's say this. Yeah. Oh, 54. And these cards have been out for a minute, like 40 minutes. Like this card has been in auction for 2 hours. So the 50,000, pretty low. If you can go pick that card up. Not decent. I mean, not bad at all for a card. So, uh, Mitchell Richardson. I always disrespect old school cards. So let's see what he's looking like here, and I guarantee if he's pretty decent, he's probably worth picking up. Well, I just noticed my mic was muted, and I have no idea how long it was muted for this one guy. But like I said, I feel like this guy isn't worth anything, and I don't know how long my mic was muted. But I was breaking this card down, and this card basically, to me, isn't worth um, even 5K. He should be selling for under that. Like, yeah, he should be within 10. Yeah, he should be in the 10 soon today. I wouldn't. I didn't. He'd drop for sure in with like the next day. So Big Z at 95. So I got a feeling he's gonna be. This is a true 95. I can already tell. Actually, let me go back here. He has 91 offense, 99 defense. So that was what his overall was. I didn't look at that. He has 99 offense and 95 defense. So Big Z, first and foremost, 7'3". Of course, we don't. Big men don't have driving layups, so that's pretty standard. Nice post fade there. Really high post fade, 96. So I'll be scared to guard that card. Really great shooting, mid range 97, +5 with the coach. He's having like 99 mid range. 3.91. That's gonna be like that forever. I wonder how his release is. 70 drive and dunk. That's pretty darn good for a 7'3" guy. So a spec if he gets to space, he's gonna dunk it down on you. What's his tendencies though? I don't pretty sure not. Standard dunk tendency is at 100. That's nice to see. His driving dunk is only at 95, so it's pretty decent to see that too. So what's his standard though? Oh, only at 90 though. So I wish it was a little bit higher, but at 6'3", you're gonna always be able to dunk, do standard dunks. He cannot handle the ball, but it looks like he has a pretty decent pass IQ. Block is really high. Interior defense is really high. That's the only thing that matters. I don't. but his perimeter defense isn't trash. Like he wouldn't get abused by Curry's and things like that, but definitely not the best, but it's pretty solid in terms of I wouldn't be too scared if I had to switch and had to guard like a guard or a small forward with this big Z. So I'm pretty think that's pretty decent. Decent, solid across the board for rebounding, especially at 7'3". That's pretty decent. A little slow on the speed, which is okay. We expected that when as long as he has the offense, that's all that really matters. Consistencies are pretty decent. Only thing that sucks is his defense consistency is not the greatest. So even though he has a 95 block and 89 interior defense, it will feel a little less than that with only with that consistency. But catch and shoot corner specialist, pick and popper. So nice to see those mainly what I want to see on him. High zone hunter, so it's nice to see as well. Rim protector, really nice to see. Box as well. Intimidator is one of the good ones too, especially for cards like Giannis, who if they end up if they're forced to do a layup, Intimidator usually makes a miss often. Um, Worm deep face, so that's nice to see deep face since he is a post fader. And then other stuff, contact finisher on gold. So nice to see that. This card is for sure. I think yeah, 50, okay, I saw 50. Good. Yeah, he's good. He reasonable price, not overpriced. People won't like him too much because he's slow, but he will get the job done. I've seen these cards. I've never played with him, but I've seen this card, and he does get the job done, man. So yeah, get you a big Z. Um, and Theo right here. Let's see, 6'8", center build, night. So I can just tell you now, looking at the overall, he is a better defender than offensive player. So expect him not to have the greatest offensive stats. Driving left's okay for a center. Actually, it's pretty decent post moves right there. Mid range is okay. No three ball, which is why this card will be for dirt. Yeah, he's already dirt cheap, but he's already amethyst anyway. But we're not a three ball. Not much you're gonna really potentially gonna get. But I think so far he looks pretty good. Standing dunk at a 95 at what is he 6'10", driving dunk 85. So really nice there. Decent. So I mean he looks very traditional, like very solid post moves. Solid mid range, solid dunking ability. So pretty standard stuff there. No playmaking, which is pretty standard there. He's looking like a very standard center, very high block, pretty standard center stuff right there. High interior defense, pretty standard center stuff. Actually, that still is not very standard. Still, center stuff. That's actually pretty absurd. He actually probably get quite a few like on someone like Big Z. And Big Z, if someone's dumb enough to probably try to dribble with that Big Z card, this card would immediately got grab it. Um, Rebound is decent, not the greatest for center though. At 88, that makes him really like really. That makes this card really liable on defense on getting boards. Pretty quick on speed actually, not the slowest. In consistencies, his defense is pretty decent, so not too bad with this card. Let's see what his badges are. 15 badges, Hall of Fame. So rim protector, brick wall, pick and roller, put back gene, chase down, intimidator. I'm finally like I think that last set that came out, no one had Hall of Fame intimidator. Everyone had it on gold, so it's nice to see a little more Hall of Fame intimidator just on this pack. What pack I'm talking about is this leap year pack. Really, no one had it on here. So, anyways, guys, yeah, I think that's all. That's all the cards there. This video still took me a long time, and we only covered 5, 6 cards. But I always, like I said, try to break it down and give you guys the small details, things to notice here. Let me give my overall estimations for these cards real fast. Giannis, yeah, he's at 100 million. I really don't think. I just really don't think. If unless you got the MT, you're not gonna be able to get that card. So there's no point in me even talking about that card on pricing. This Karolinko though, I feel like he did go up some, but I feel like he's really going up. I think people are comfortable with his release, but within like a week, he should be under 100K. He should be under 100K within a week. This John Wall's already super cheap. Pick him up if you can. Only 50,000. I think we saw this card. Isn't really worth buying to me. This Richardson, or Big Z. Yeah, he's worth getting if you can get him for under. Um, I really want to say under 30. I really want to say under 30. He doesn't have any cards under 30 yet. Was he low 40s maybe? Oh, maybe mid 40s. Let's try this. For size 55 for 45,000. All right, that's not bad. So I don't mind getting them for maybe 30. Let's price drop a little bit for you can pick that card up if you really want them. You can wait a little bit on them. He'll go down. And then Theo, if you really need a budget, this is a pretty solid center build to me. So if you can pick this card up for like 3,000 or so, not bad. I think yeah, he's a little higher than that though. So I would say I think you should better get him for 3,000. If not 4,000 is fine. 4,000 is pretty good. Yeah, that's a solid price. I wouldn't mind paying. If your team is amethyst level and you need a decent center, he's not bad at all to scoop up. So I suggest I actually suggest you grab him if you need a center at that position. He's cheaper than cards like Shaquille O'Neal. Actually, Shaquille O'Neal might be super cheap. How it was like so many cards people were pulling for him. So I think I accidentally got like some packs just from playing like my triple threat, and I ended up getting some packs, and both those packs only had I pulled two Shaqs. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd be dropping these every time we get a new pack. We're gonna try to get some gameplay on that John Wall since he is so cheap. And see what the deal is with him, man. I'm trying to see what the deal is with that card. Why is no one buying them? And why is he going for so cheap? But maybe it could just be because the packs are out right now. But either way, we're gonna figure it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, leave a like, leave a comment. If you really enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're Diversity. We're out. Peace.